All right, what is up, everybody? I don't know about you guys, but I just finished watching all the recaps and rewatching all the fights of UFC 317 that happened this past weekend, which was main evented by Ilia Topuria and Charles Oliveira. The co-main was Kaikar France versus Alexandre Pantoja. Man, let me tell you something. I watch a lot of UFC cards. I don't watch all of them, but I watch a lot of them. And this was a fucking banger, in my opinion. I mean, let's go ahead and just cut to the chase. Charles Oliveira has been slept by Ilia Topuria in round one. Not even the end of round one. The middle of round one. It took Ilia a half a round to sleep Charles Oliveira. Now, let's go back to my prediction. My prediction said that Ilia Topuria will knock out Charles Oliveira. Because like I said, and everyone else said, and everyone knows, Charles Oliveira gets hit in all of his fights. He always gets hit. He always gets hurt. I mean, look at the Islam fight. Islam dropped him. Islam followed him, passed his guard, hit an arm and neck choke. That was it. So a lot of people will hurt Charles but not chase him to the ground because his ground game, jiu-jitsu, is so good. But Ilia beat Charles on the ground. Before the fight started, when they were standing up, Charles looked a lot bigger than Ilia. He's obviously a lot taller. He obviously has more reach in his arms, but he just looked very imposing on Ilia. I was thinking when the fight started that the wrestling was going to be hard to deal with by Ilia because we haven't seen Ilia really wrestle yet. And we haven't really because the fight with him and Islam was hyped up just a little bit. And, you know, we're thinking like a Conor McGregor-Khabib deal here where Conor's a striker. He can knock you out. Khabib's the wrestler who can get it. Because once they get you to the ground, that's all they wrote. Charles tried to bully Ilia to the ground. He could not take him straight down. Tried to go for an underarm throw to the side. And Ilia positioned his hips and ended up on top of Charles. In the wrestling, Ilia reversed the takedown, ended up on top of Charles. Got him in a crucifix, landed a couple shots. Charles got out of it. They got back up. Now, when Ilia got back up, Charles was on the ground on his back, laying in his little position, you know, like, come to me. Come down to me. Ilia didn't go down to him. This is after Ilia already won the grappling exchanges on the ground. Mind you, Ilia won the grapple exchanges with Charles Oliveira on the ground. So Ilia gets up. Charles, the ref, stands him up. So Charles comes up. Seconds later, Ilia sleeps Charles. Now, Charles was charging in on this fight like crazy. I mean, he was really coming into Ilia. And there was a post-fight interview with Ilia Topuria. My God, excuse me. There was a post-fight interview with Ilia Topuria where they said, how did you know you were going to knock out Charles in the first round? Ilia said this, and it makes perfect sense. The only reason it took Ilia 3 rounds to knock out Max Holloway. It took him 2 rounds to knock out Volkanovski. 2 of the greatest ever. He knocked them both out. It took him longer with those guys because once he can get to you and cross that void and figure out to cover that distance, then he can knock you out. But it takes him time. Of course, on an elite level like all these guys are, it takes him time to figure out how to cross that void and get to Charles, get to Max, get to Volkanovski, clear the distance to where he can knock him out. He didn't have to do that with Charles. Charles was coming to him. Charles was charging in, hands down, striking with Ilia. Guys, shit is crazy. Like, Charles made it easy for Ilia to knock him out. And we all know, I heard a fucking noise outside. We all know Charles gets hit. And Ilia hits you, you go to the fucking shadow realm. So, I love Charles Oliveira. I have been behind Charles for a long time. I was behind Charles when he fought Islam. I knew he wasn't going to win, but I was behind Charles. I love Charles. I wanted Charles to win. He's our people champion. We love Charles. Through the Poirier fight, the Gaethje fight, the Arman Sarukian fight where he lost the decision to Arman. The Beneil Dariush fight, we all love Charles. Charles was a good champion in his 2 defenses. One technically wasn't a defense because he missed weight, whatever that ordeal was. But we all love Charles. He's the people champion. But Islam was just too good on the fucking ground. And Ilia touches you, and you go to the fucking Shadow Realm. And Charles gets touched in every fight because Charles don't bullshit. Charles goes straight in there. He comes for you. I guess it's the fight that the people love to see. We love to see fights just go, not that bullshit where you just stand around, pounce around, and try to figure it out. You got to go into the fire. That's what we love, and Charles gives us that. But you cannot do that with Ilia Topuria. He will knock you the fuck out. If he can connect, and he can, when he connects, you will go to sleep. So, that was a banger of a fight. I'm a little hyped up at the moment. That was a banger of a fucking fight. The Kai France and Pantoja fight, I was correct on that one too. My prediction was Pantoja would beat Kai France. I feel like Kai France is just he's a one-dimensional fighter. He can put you to sleep and he can strike, but he can't wrestle. He's not the greatest scrambler in the world. He doesn't have great jiu-jitsu. So, I see Pantoja. He can strike. He can wrestle. He can scramble. He's got jiu-jitsu. He's got submissions. I just seen this going more ways for Pantoja. Pantoja, in my opinion, had more ways to win. And watching the fight, I was not impressed at all with Kai France. Not even on the feet. He looked like he was jumpy. Like, y'all remember how Jose Aldo looked against Conor McGregor back when Conor slept him in 13 seconds? He was just, like, jumpy like this. I feel like Kai France was jumpy and he was scared to take his shots because he know Pantoja can bang as well. And if he gets close enough and he's not going to be able to hit him, Pantoja will take him down. But I wasn't impressed with Kai France. I think Pantoja fought a beautiful fight on the feet and on the ground. Of course, he ended up taking him down, getting a full body lock, rear naked choke. Pantoja fought the rear naked choke for a minute. We got to give him respect for that. He fought it for a minute. He did everything he could but go to sleep, if we're being honest. But, yeah, not impressed with Kai France. I don't know what they're going to do with him from here. I don't really stay in the flyweight division like that. I do keep up with Pantoja, though. Ever since he beat Moreno, he's really good. I like Pantoja. I don't see anyone taking him. Now, what people are talking about with Alexandre Pantoja is the Merab Dvalishvili fight. Now, I think that could be a super fight because both guys have insane cardio. Insane cardio. They're machines. Merab's might be a little bit better because we've never seen anything like Merab. Merab is fucking insane. So, they both have insane cardio. They both can strike. They both have immense grappling. So, I would rather see Pantoja move up to 35 instead of Merab move down to 25. But, I think that would be an absolute fucking banger. Now, the Beneil Dariush fight and Renato Moicano, that's the one prediction I got wrong. I really expected more from Moicano. Being the slightly bigger guy, a little bit more reach. He just come off that Islam fight, and before that, he was doing pretty good. He had a streak. I felt like Beneil was more on the downhill side of his career. It wasn't a very exciting fight. Moicano dropped him at the end of round one with a straight right. Didn't really get much from it. The round ended. Beneil didn't look like he was close to going out. It just looked like it dropped him just for a second. And the second round, Beneil pretty much got him with his wrestling and his defensive wrestling. And the third round, I don't know what the fuck was going on. Just Moicano wasn't doing much. Beneil was just wrestling him, and Moicano was just a lot of feints, a lot of nothing, if I'm being honest. So I was going for Moicano, and about the beginning of round two, I was like, yeah, fucking Beneil Dariush is going to win this fight. So that went to Beneil. I don't know what the fuck they're going to do with either one of those guys, if I'm being honest with you. It wasn't an impressive performance from either one of them. Now, there were a couple other fights on that card, the prelims. The Terrence McKinney fight was super fucking good. He just went straight out there, round number one, got the rear naked choke, and that was it. The flyweight between Brandon Royval and I forgot the other guy's name. That was a fucking sprint. That thing was, they say sprint or marathon. That fucking fight was both. I mean, it was wild. The cardio on those two guys to just keep going like that was fucking insane. And I forgot the other guy's name. Lord forgive me. Joshua Van. Yeah, so Joshua Van won against Brandon Royval. A 27-30. So he won pretty strongly. Brandon Royval looked like he was throwing a whole lot of volume, and Joshua Van was more or less picking his shots, and he was definitely landing more shots. He dropped Brandon Royval at the end of the third round. Didn't really get anything out of it, just dropped him. And shortly after that, the fight was over, and Joshua Van won a pretty dominant decision, in my opinion, and everyone else's. So, and when Alexandre Pantoja beat Kai Kara-France, they did have Joshua Van walk in the ring and face off. And Alexandre Pantoja seems to have his mind set on facing Joshua Van. So that'll be a good one. We'll do predictions to that whenever that happens. I do have a prediction already, but we will get to that video when that fight is coming up. And now on the walk-ins, we don't see it as much as we used to when a champion wins and the challenger walks in the octagon. You know, we don't see that quite as much as we used to, I don't think. But it happened twice on this card, and Ilia Topuria, they had now Ilia, in his post-fight interview with Joe Rogan, in the ring, this was when still in the ring, he called out Paddy Pimblett and Arman Tsarukyan. And the funny thing about it is while he was calling out Arman Tsarukyan, Joe Rogan said, "You're talking about Paddy Pimblett, right? Let's get Paddy Pimblett in here." And apparently Dana White had already said that Paddy Pimblett is not fighting for the title next before this fight happened. So why would Joe Rogan, as involved as he is, call Paddy in the ring like that? I don't know. They did have a slight beef at the press conference, Paddy and Ilia. So I do think that is a very interesting fight. But a lot of what I'm hearing online and on YouTube is Arman Tsarukyan and Paddy Pimblett for a title contender match, and the winner of that fights Ilia Topuria. I think that'd be a banger fight. Some people think they should give it straight to Arman Tsarukyan because he is the rightful number one contender. Now, the thing with Arman Tsarukyan is when he was supposed to fight Islam, I was always heard that it was a back injury that he pulled out of the fight last minute from the Islam fight, where now apparently Dana is saying he is not going to get the title shot next because he missed the weight for that fight. So apparently it was the weight cut and he missed weight for the Islam fight. I don't know which one is true. I've heard both. I'm just now hearing that Dana said no because he missed weight. So I see more of a title contenders match coming up with Paddy and somebody else if Arman really did miss weight and Dana don't want to fuck with that. So, yeah, we'll see where that goes. And the Peyton Talbot and Felipe Lima, it was okay. We kind of knew Talbot was going to win because Felipe Lima, I'm not familiar with his fighting, but in that fight, he seemed to be doing a lot of extra. Like, the extra takedowns, and they weren't good takedowns. He wasn't winning on the ground by no means. The striking, I feel like he could have edged out a win with strictly fighting, maybe. But the striking, I feel like he slightly did better than Talbot in the striking, but he would try to take Talbot down, always end up on the bottom, getting his ass whooped. I mean, it was just kind of a poor performance for me for Lima. He was trying to do all the extra stuff, and it did not work out. And then Gregory Rodriguez slept the fuck out of Jack Hermanson. I mean, need I say more? I believe it was round 2. It was not. It was round 1. It was round 1. The end of round 1, he slept Jack Hermanson, man. He fucking just straight slept him with like a right. It was like a right from an angle, like a right. I mean, it was just fucking beautiful. I don't know if y'all seen Gregory Rodriguez, but he's a fucking unit. He's a unit and a half. Dude's built like an amateur bodybuilder in the fucking welterweight. What are they, welterweights? In the fucking middleweight division. He's a fucking tank of a man. And, yeah, he just straight slept Jack Hermanson in that fight. And let's see. Yeah, the Terrence McKinney fight was round 1. It was pretty quick. Now, the Nico Price and Jacob Smith, that was a really good fight. I enjoyed watching that fight. Smith won by rear naked choke in the second round. I'm having to look back at some of these. I didn't pay extremely close attention to the prelims and the early prelims. I did watch them all. The heavyweight fight at the beginning, it wasn't really anything special. I thought they were both fighting kind of poorly. They both had bad cardio. So I'm not even going to voice much of my opinion on that fight. The Nico Price and Jacob Smith fight, I enjoyed watching that fight. I think Jacob Smith fought a way better fight. I'm about to fucking build on that guy. How about let's talk about that? Jacob Smith, dude, this guy is built like a fucking amateur bodybuilder. Like, he's just a little tank of a welterweight. So, I love that fight. The Terrence McKinney fight ended super quick. The women's fight, Tracy Cortez came out with a decision. I wasn't super impressed by that fight, by no means. The Delgado Amil fight, I wasn't crazy about it. It ended super, super fast. He hit some type of, like, feint knee and finished it off with punches. Jack Hermanson, Peyton Talbot, Benil Dariush, Brandon Royval, Alexander Pantoja, and Ilia Topuria. So, yeah. I just wanted to wrap it up. In my opinion, it was a great fucking card. I did watch the whole thing, the prelims, the early prelims. I did watch everything. Great fucking card. I don't know what they're going to do with Charles Oliveira from here. He seems to be in good spirits on Instagram. So he looks like he's in good spirits after the loss. Yeah, really good fight, really good wrap up. And I guess really quick, I'll voice the Ilia. Ilia took the featherweight belt from Alexander Volkanovski via knockout in the second round. Dominant. Defended it against Max Holloway coming off of one of the greatest knockouts of all time over Justin Gaethje at UFC 300. He beat Volk and Holloway in, a 7-8 month period. He beat two of the greatest of all time in featherweight in a row back-to-back, and now he's taking out Charles Oliveira when he moved up to lightweight. I thought he did look kind of small at lightweight versus Charles Oliveira, but hey, that fucking power comes with him. I knew that. I was strongly convinced that power was going to go with him because he looks like he put on the muscle. I mean, he still has very visible abs. He still looks very much in shape. So I think he moved up to 155 the right way, kind of like Max did. So we're gonna see what happens with that. I think Ilia will. I think he will fight the winner of, let's say they do a Arman Sarukian versus Paddy Pimblett. I definitely think he'll defend it against one of those guys. I think whoever it is, he will knock them the fuck out. I'm confident that Ilia will knock out whoever the fuck is in that ring against him. And me personally, I think the best fight to do in the future with Ilia to really cement his career is the Islam Makhachev fight. Now, Islam did vacate the lightweight belt, obviously, that Charles and Ilia were fighting for, and he's moving up to welterweight to fight Jack Della Maddalena. I don't know exactly how to say that. Call him JDM. I'm going to call him JDM. He moved up to 170 to fight JDM. JDM just took out Bilal Muhammad for the welterweight belt. So Islam moved up to fight him. Apparently he's doing it the right way, putting on the muscle and everything like that. And I personally would like to see Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev. I think that is the super fight for both of them because Islam has been knocked out. That's his one loss on his professional record, is one knockout when he first came in the UFC. Somebody hit him with a sloppy overhand and just slept him. Now, another interesting take on that is, I don't think Islam will come back down to 155 and fight Ilia. For whatever reason that he's going to tell the world that he's not coming back down, he's not coming back down because he knows Ilia will knock him the fuck out. I am now way more confident in Ilia's wrestling than I was before because I feel like I hadn't seen a lot of his wrestling before. So now we have seen his wrestling and his jiu-jitsu against Charles Oliveira, and I was impressed. So I do not think Islam is going to come back down and fight Ilia. I think what would happen, I think Ilia fights one time. I think Ilia fights one more time at lightweight. He defends it against a real fucking contender, someone that deserves the shot. possibly two defenses, possibly. But I think he does one title defense at lightweight. And I think Ilia will chase Islam to 170, and I think he'll knock him the fuck out at 170. This may not happen. This may be a wild thing I'm saying. But what if Ilia bulks up to 170 the right way with strength and training, and he goes up there and he takes out Islam? Could you deny him the greatest of all time? 145, he took out all the GOATs at 145. Vacated the belt, moved to 155. Took out Charles Oliveira halfway through the first round. Complete domination. He sleeps either Paddy Pimblett or Arman Sarukian. He sleeps one of those guys. Goes up to 170. Vacates a lightweight belt. Goes up to 170. And sleeps Islam Makhachev. What could we say? There's nothing you could say that would not make him the greatest of all time, in my opinion. 3 weight classes. The greatest in each weight class. I mean, the greats. Like, he's not fighting like a Michael Chandler. You know, he's not fighting those guys. He's fighting the legit contenders in the division. So what could you say? I don't think there's anything you could say. I think he would be the greatest of our generation for sure. For sure the greatest of our generation. But possibly the GOAT of all time. I mean, he has 0 defeats right now. And if he were to go up and take out Islam, you compare his record versus Khabib. Khabib has more fights, 28-0. Khabib has more fights with 0 losses. But Islam took out better names. Islam took out more competitive guys in their prime at the top of their division. So say it as you will, but Ilia is coming up on the greatest of all time. So that's going to wrap up my fight, my predictions, my reactions. I hope y'all enjoyed UFC 317. I hope y'all enjoyed my little videos I'm doing. Get ready for more, and let's get ready for fucking a banger of an Ilia Topuria fight coming up. Hopefully by the end of the year. I will be ready for it. I will be watching it. I'll be predicting it. I'll be reacting to it. So right now, I love you guys. Hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.